We are streaming.
Dude, they have 24 kills. We gotta win this without them getting half the kills. Neither of us can die.
Gato Studio.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Nope, I got out. I'm off the scene.
I hope that all the shit going on outside has stopped. They haven't been working for the last hour and a half. Hold on. Be right back. Wait now.
Be right back.
I don't need to be right back. I can do this.
God, I'm fucking nasty, dude. Holy fuck.
Now, how come Discord... Okay, there we go. Like, how come Discord's not saying I'm streaming? And then as soon as I say it, it clicked in.
Dude, I ended the kill 27 kills. My teammate had 23 kills. The other team had 25 kills total. That's depressing.
Awesome. Awesome. That's really cool.
That is verified sexual assault that I just committed.
Sound like you're coming in good on the stream, so that's good. Good sign.
I'm always coming in good.
Coming in well.
Coming in hot. Alright, gentlemen. Shut up, clock in, do shit, get fucking going.
Sending the data.
I'll pop up my stream here. Okay. Dude, are you gonna read the intro?
Oh yeah.
For real? Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, Streamlabs OBS has an update.
All the stuff. There we are. Okay.
Right.
Now, Twitch is working. That took much longer.
Oh, the Epic Game Store? Should I open the Epic Game Store really quick just to see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same. It's the Fortnite launcher, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Dude, I'm running two things at once. My PC's gonna explode. You stop hearing me, you know what happened.
So when I downloaded the Epic Game Store app
the launcher? Are you talking about the launcher?
Yeah, because I had deleted it. Well, I never got it because I had Fortnite on my PS4. On the PS4. So when I put it on my computer, it immediately started downloading Fortnite, and I went, no, stop. Like, what the hell? Someone already subscribed or followed the channel. You like that? Before it even started. Ifrit Overdrive has subscribed to the YouTube channel. Look at this guy over here. We're not even starting the cast officially for another minute or two, and already got a new sub. Look at that. You know what that means? He has been automatically entered into the contest in January.
I thought the contest was in January. I'm fucking juggling applications right now. Streamlabs is being a bitch.
I gotta pull up my little handy dandy Excel file so I can keep track of this.
I got new followers last night. Modern Warfare 3 stream.
He wasn't even aware what he was getting into.
Did a Modern Warfare 3 stream and played some Halo. Got a couple followers from that. That was dope. All right, Epic Games. Let's see this shit.
Ifrit Overdrive. man's a scholar.
Dude, sure. I'm still like tilted that we just like 2v4'd that team. That's crazy.
Hope he enjoys the stream and, goes reviews the cast on iTunes.
He'll be gone within like 10 seconds. The audio's not coming in. It's buffering. Like, he's gone.
Boy. Drew, plug your stuff in the pre-show here.
In the pre-show? Fucking Book of the Balls, everything.
That's not really plugging yourself, man.
Twitch.tv, Book of the Ball, Twitter/Book of the Ball. If you don't know me, you don't deserve to know me.
That's not how you get fans.
Fuck off.
It's not how you get followers and fans. You're not doing it right.
I'm doing it perfectly fine. That's definitely a strategy. All right, let's leave this store. What they got on here, baby?
A lot of things are
early
coming
access.
soon.
Subnautica, Super Meat Boy, Ashen, Hello Neighbor, Fortnite, of course.
Super Meat Boy is going to be
Darksiders
free,
3.
and I already got Unreal because that's free as well.
Yeah, World War Z. Ooh.
Got some good things there. Epic Games is good company for now.
Well, I mean,
they know what they're doing.
This launcher right here has the most gamers in the world on it.
G-Keeper says, that's it, he's unfollowing you, Drew.
Fuck him.
Look at all these viewers.
Okay,
all these viewers on Twitch. We got Periscope. We got one guy on Periscope over there. YouTube's always a mystery. It never tells me.
Episode 14, right?
16.
Episode 16.
Yeah. 16, buddy.
Damn.
Buddy O'Pal.
I'm live.
Are you ready? Are you ready
Dude,
to bring the
holy
thunder?
Fuck. No, my webcam is buffed the fuck out. Look at that white noise. Let me edit it. Let me do some lighting editing. Dude, I look like Snow White. No, I look like fucking Jeff the Killer.
Get your shit together, man. Come on.
I don't know. No, it's because it's bright outside and it's one of those overcast, like, freaky days, you know? I'll just be white. That's cool. All right, squad.
People can't see you on my stream anyways, and that's where the Red Leaf Retrocast is.
That's my... Yeah, fuck, I'm just play Halo then. All right, we can record whenever you're ready, bro.
All right. I will do the countdown then. 3, 2, 1, go.
8, 7, 6. Wait, am I supposed to...
Welcome to the episode. It's episode 16 of the Red Leaf Gamecast. Yes, we're talking modern gaming here. It is episode 16, November and December games 2018. We have a jam-packed one today discussing the releases. We have 8 titles to go through and some brief mentions of even more. A lot of games to talk about to finish off 2018. I am JD, your host of the Red Leaf Retrocast, and joined here today with my fellow Gamecast host, Drew.
Yeah. I started recording late.
How you been, Drew? Good to be here. It's good to have you. That's for sure. Drew? Drew? Can't hear you. Got a problem. We got to start over now because I can't fucking hear you.
Discord. Our own intro. You can fix it.
You're completely cutting out, and I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying. Log out and log back in.
God, I love that. I have to just set up like a whole setup of my iMac because my PC is slowly melting.
Drew?
Yeah?
You good now?
I mean...
Is your connection stable so we can do this?
Yeah, my connection is the best it's ever going to be.
Okay. Well, let's start the episode over. Trial 2. You ready?
Okay. Wait, I need to stop recording?
Yeah. Absolutely you do.
Okay. All right, well, I thought that was a good take. Okay?
No, that was awful. 2 seconds into the cast, you go blank on the recording.
Dude, I'm JD. Discord's been a bad boy. Okay, that's all I got. I need to. Yeah, shove G. Give me a sec. I'm gonna open my Twitch chat as a pop out so I can have everything open at once to Streamlabs. Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
No, I don't need to open Chrome. This shit's my fucking fault.
Technical difficulties. Bear with us.
My PC's frozen. My PC's frozen.
Well, restart that bitch then.
No, it's starting to move again. Did it? Well, Discord sucked last night too when I started streaming. My PC can't handle this shit, dog.
We'll stop streaming then. That's my job. Just record your audio for me, please.
I have more followers, JD. Come on. Fuck. Oh god. Oh fuck. All right. I'll link. I'm gonna pull up your Twitch chat.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pop that shit out.
Uh-huh. What's up, kitty cat? Looking at me? Hanging out?
You recording?
No, I'm waiting on you.
Okay, yeah. Give my computer a couple minutes to close OBS.
Okay.
It's having a rough day.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, where are we? Red Leaf Retrocast.
Yep.
Just look angry. You just not even angry. You just look like bored.
I'm irritated.
Are you? Am I irritating? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be irritating. You answer the question, JD. I see your fucking face. I see that. Now answer.
Can we get on with this thing?
Yes. All right. Fucking G Keeper, you better be. Oh, he can't hear me. I'm not live. Okay, go ahead and start the countdown.
All right.
We record now.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm recording. I got it.
Welcome to episode 16 of the Red Leaf Gamecast. We have a jam-packed one here today, discussing the releases from both November and December of 2018. I did call it the Gamecast. We have 8 titles to go through and some brief mentions of even more. We have a jam-packed. It's jam-packed, Drew.
Yeah.
Jam-packed. I am, of course, your host, JD of the Red Leaf Retrocast. Naturally, I'm joined here with my other host of the Gamecast, Drew.
Yep.
How you doing?
Me. I'm doing good. Another long month.
We working fine now on this take 2?
We're working okay. You know what you should do in your Twitch chat is give me a VIP badge or a mod badge, either or. They're both pretty and they look better.
Maybe someday.
Someday. I made you what you are.
Made me? I mean, that's up to you, but in other news, we have new logos and artwork for all the social medias and streaming sites from Craig of Mason Craig. If you want artwork done for anything, and you like his work from what you see in our social medias and our new logo of the cast, hit him up on Twitter at twitter.com/MasonCraig, or you want to see him stream some games, same name over on Twitch. So, big thanks to him. He was a mighty help, and he's only helping the cast. If you want to find more of the Red Leaf Retrocast, you can find us on many platforms easily. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, our host site Podbean, and many more. We have a YouTube channel, Red Leaf Retrocast, where you can find all our raw episodes, as well as the live podcast streams, and more from reaction videos, gaming streams, etc. And speaking of streams, you can follow our Twitch, Mixer, or Periscope, all at BowlingJD. Follow us at social media, Twitter, Instagram, Red Leaf Retrocast, at BowlingJD. Don't forget to follow all our other hosts as well, either on their social medias found in the description of every episode, such as Drew. What's your social medias and everything?
It's Twitter/Twitch/MySpace/Google+/Boogadaball. Facebook/Andrew Taylor.
All right. So now that all the promotions are out of the way, what in the fucking world have you been up to lately, Drew? It's been a while. It's been a month and a half since our last cast. I think it has. Or has it only been a month?
It's been about a month. What happened? I don't really remember. It was a rough go, though. It was cold.
It has been
dark. It was lonely. People
Very
stopped
cold,
hanging
but
out
no
with me.
snow.
None of my friends answer my texts anymore, actually. I ended up removing tons of Facebook friends just because people are ghosting me and don't want to talk to me anymore. Spent like 8 days alone. Nobody.
I want to talk to you, Drew.
I can't stream anymore because my PC sucks. And so I'm just here. I'm good at Halo. I'm good at COD. But I can't show anybody because I can't stream. And
sounds like you need to get into those single player experiences and go off to another world.
No, I just need. I have no friends.
Aw.
Black, and you've been ghosting. I haven't seen you in my fucking chat in forever, bro. Okay, you can't be saying that shit. You've been ghosting me. You've been ghosting me. You're gone.
Are you kidding me? He's in the chat all the time. Just
Not
like today,
chat.
Black Echo's on Twitch right now talking to us. He's taking advantage of the live stream of the podcast. So thank you, sir. And Drew, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man. What's up?
I got two, actually. Did you watch the Game Awards by any chance?
No, I was working.
Oh, bummer. You didn't miss much. I thought it was better than E3, actually.
I watched that Mortal Kombat trailer, the 21 Savage song.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
Oh, it's sick, dude. MK11, I'll get that shit.
Have you checked out the Epic Game Stores that just launched on December 4th?
I just checked it. Nothing notable.
Nothing notable? Yeah, it's brand new. It's a game store.
I mean, Unreal's there. Shadow Complex is there. Nothing new. I mean, Subnautica's there. That's good, but you know, Fortnite's where that store. Why that store exists?
Yeah, Fortnite is the reason. They got some free games there. You can go and get Super Meat Boy soon enough, and I know Unreal's free. So yeah, that'll be neat. Neat little store.
That's true.
We'll see how it goes.
Borderlands 3 at Game Awards.
Yeah, no Borderlands 3. Although Borderlands 2 VR is right around the corner.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Ah, come on. Have some faith.
Play. That is not a game I'd want to play in VR.
Why not? Little cartoon styles, goofy.
I don't even like that game, bro. I don't really like Borderlands. That's the thing.
That's different than saying I don't want to have it in VR.
I just think a cartoony, weird, like pastel world like that would just be kind of awkward to play in VR.
Well, we'll see. I'll probably be getting that game. All right.
Dude, Unreal is kind of outdated, Echo. No offense to Unreal, but that game it lived its life. It's now done.
It's a classic, that's for sure. Well, we got so much to talk about here. Lots of games. Let me just play a real quick drop, and we'll go right into November releases.
Okay.
Okay. So before I begin, we've had some suggestions, Drew, to add the Metacritic scores and the developer and publisher to the games we covered. Well, here we go. You got it. First game, Pokemon Let's Go.
Dude, that game's fucking awesome. If you say anything about it, I will skin you alive.
Developed by Game Freak, published by the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, has a
Game Freak still makes the games.
Yes. Current Metacritic score of 79. So, Drew, before I go into anything, I'd like to hear your thoughts over all these games first. Let's start.
So
we're starting with Pokemon Let's Go. What are your thoughts on that?
You want me to go down every single game?
Not back to back to back. I want to have my opinions too. I want to know your opinions on Pokemon Let's Go.
Good.
You just said you loved it. Well, tell me why.
Yeah, Pokemon Let's Go is essentially just a flat remake of Red and Green. Just with they downgraded some of the things just to make it, I think, a little more kid-friendly of a game. Mm-hmm. Because it did seem this game was a little more geared at kids. They stripped away some of the strategy of battles. They took out your abilities, and the catching system is just like Pokemon Go now, where you just throw a Pokeball and give them berries. I think this game is the best game in the series as far as Pokedex completion. It's done very well, and you're actually given reasons and abilities to go and catch them all, you know? You don't accidentally run into random things. You're looking around. I think it's more friendly for catching Pokemon. I think that was the point of the game more than battling, which is catching Pokemon.
I suppose.
Overall, it's a beautiful remake of Kanto region, and it's just a ton of fun to play. Just like the classic games.
I definitely agree with the beautiful rendition of Kanto.
Mm-hmm.
So, this game serves as a few things. A bridge to Pokemon Go in this mainline series.
Well, I mean, I think like Pokemon Go is more of a bridge to this because like Pokemon Go is integrated into this game.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's a bridge for the game. Yeah. It is a remake of the original Pokemon Red, Blue, Green game from the Game Boy all those years ago. A game that was made. So this is at the end of the day what I see it as. Pokemon was originally kind of a game made for 8-year-olds, and now it's been made into a game for 4-year-olds. Does that make sense?
I don't see it that way.
So I think it serves as something closer along the lines to the Skylanders series in simplicity. So no, I don't think the game is for everyone. And we have Black Echo, our man here, chiming in on something. He seems to agree with me, Drew. Catching system ruined it for me. Also, since when do you have to go have to do Koga before Sabrina?
I mean, that was
I do hope Gen 8 has overworld Pokemon like in Let's Go. I actually agree with the overworld Pokemon. But let me go into more.
I think it'll be a lot
of Let's Go thoughts here.
They said the developer said that the next will be graphically as powerful, but they're gonna change kind of how it plays. I think it might be more of a third person over the shoulder rather than a top down. That game's gonna be a huge sprawling RPG. I expect it to be like almost like Skyrim to an extent. The mainline Switch game that they're building for the Switch is going to be insane and huge.
No, I think it's probably going to be something along the lines of what we see here.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to be crazy Skyrim type stuff. I'd be so shocked if it wasn't. If you're right, Drew, then hey, awesome. I just don't think so.
I think it'll be more of a third-person game rather than an over-the-shoulder game.
So, yes, I do think this game is littered and filled with nostalgia. There's no doubt there. That's why the game is selling the way it is with, people along our ages. Especially my age, where we grew up with the original Pokemon. So if that's all you need, then sure, game is fine. Viva La JD from the Smack It Down podcast adores the game. And that's because he grew up with Pokemon Yellow. So, makes sense. I personally found this game incredibly dull, boring, and lacked any reason for me to play more than the couple hours that I did, honestly. And I tack that into two things. It's because I don't really like the Pokemon Go elements streamlined of the game at all. Yeah. And it's also because I've played the original game so much that repeating it in this game just feels less than.
I kind of agree with that. I kind of wish they'd remixed Kanto, kind of like Platinum remixed the Sinnoh region, and Black and White 2 remixed the what was it, the Unova region, and then even like Gold and Silver kind of remixed Kanto.
Right.
Because if you serve another adventure, maybe not even the same time period, make it 10 years later, because you still went against Red and everything, which was awesome, but I feel like you should make the world a little bigger and different, a little more exciting, maybe add another city, not just a flat remake.
Yeah, and flat is definitely how I felt playing this. Yeah. There was a really funny moment when, so I played this with a friend of mine, and he was huge. He's huge in the Pokemon. He's like, no, dude, I want to see you play this. Let's do it, kind of deal. And I'm just sitting there, just flipping my wrist at the screen, and then when we get to the first boss battle with Brock, like I didn't do any tracking. I only caught like a few Pokemon. I went through the little forest and did my little leveling up there, caught an Oddish. The game forces you to have a water or grass Pokemon before you go into the gym, which I thought was, that's that whole game made for 4-year-olds kind of hand-holding element to it. It won't let you do that unless you have the advantage. So that's where my Skylanders kind of comparison starts to take form. And after I beat the boss battle after I beat Brock in like 60 seconds, I just kind of looked over at him and I just had this face, and he just starts laughing. He goes, "You don't like this, do you?" I'm like, no. So nothing feels earned in this game. That's kind of where I was going with that. So many Pokemon are caught early.
Lavender Town was sick.
Excuse me?
Lavender Town is really sick in this game.
Yeah, I did see that. My friend showed me like where he was in the game, and you know, there was cool little quality of life things in there, like the Pokemon are, because of, you know, where we are at in 2018 and it's on the Switch, they had the sizes of the Pokemon in their real form kind of deal. Like Onix is fucking huge and you can ride him and he's tearing through the city. That's pretty funny. Leveling up is just used catching the Pokemon without a battle system. That's that Pokemon Go element. Just not into that at all. It's just not interesting to me in any form or fashion. But it does function, like you said, Drew, of just filling out the Pokedex. Which
I think is fun. The collection aspect is kind of fun.
But that's what it's always been. It's always been the collection aspect.
Yeah,
that's
but it hasn't been as
collection
friendly as this game.
So, what little trainer battles there are, you know, you could do it with your eyes closed. I mean, I could go on and on. I will say this. When you catch a Pokemon and it's in a bag, as opposed to going all the way back to a box all the time, is real nice. I quite like that. That needs to continue. The aesthetics, cartoonish design, like we mentioned earlier, of Kanto and the characters, love that too. So, I just don't think this game is for me. It's for people that like the Pokemon Go and just want to collect Pokemon. That's it.
Before we move on, though, I want to kind of challenge your idea of the Pokemon going into the bag.
Okay.
I think in this game, because of the collection things, it works. But I think in a main game, I would still prefer to have to go to a PC box. Just because I think it adds a little more depth to the world, because you have to maneuver around, you have to go pick stuff up. Your party system is more hand-picked, and you have to be very careful about it. And I think you develop a little more experience with Pokemon in your party because of the isolation you're kind of forced into with that party. I think it lends to the adventure aspect a lot more.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if you have like a Pokemon die in battle, you can't just go, "Oh, okay, battle's over," and then switch it out with something from your bag.
Yeah, I think there's more. Because,
okay.
The adventure was always a big thing for Pokemon, and I think having be it digital but emotional experience with your party as you raise them and you explored and experienced stuff with them. I think it was when you had all your other Pokemon in a PC box, you were forced into isolation with the party you have. When you go into a dungeon, you know, when you go into Victory Road, when you go into like the Electric Factory or whatever it is, where Zapdos is, like there's a lot more. It's a little more intense, you know, because you're forced into isolation with your team.
I think there's a way that you can get past that while still having the bag element. You let's say you enter gyms or certain areas, you are revoked your bag access for that
but
section.
I don't think that's fair, because in that case it's just being revoked. You're just having an ability taken away from you. When it's in a PC box, it's rationalized in your mind. You're like, oh, I sent them to the PC box. You know, it's not like I go into a gym and I'm like, oh, I should just step outside so I can now take this thing out of my backpack. You know, as bombastic as it is, I think Pokemon's game mechanics and rationality are kind of grounded. I think the idea of just being able to, you know, just take away certain things, I think that's stupid. You should never be stripping game mechanics away from the gamer. You should only be presenting.
Well, what I'm saying is, let's say you let's take this Pokemon Red here. You first enter Mount Moon, right? And you have to discover the area for the first time, and then you take on all the trainer battles. When you get out of Mount Moon, then you have your bag access again. Or anytime you go into a new route, new area, you don't have bag access. When you go back to an area, you'll have bag access. So that will get rid of a lot of the grinding, and you know, you still have your isolation. And when you go backtrack to areas, that's not really needed. The isolation.
The only situation where I would see that is like, hey, you're allowed to store extra 3 Pokemon in your bag. That's the only situation where I can see that. I don't think it's okay to have a full storage, PC storage in your bag. I think maybe if you're saying, hey, we can store an extra 3 Pokemon in the bag.
Ooh,
that's
I
okay.
really like that idea, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
because
brilliant.
then at least you're still building a team for
like
a
dungeon.
You
have a bench. I like that.
Yeah, but it's more forgivable. And you can't switch out your bag in battle. If your team goes down, you're fucked.
That's yeah. At one point, you get like an extra bag, and it functions as a bench kind of deal. Like
yeah, but like especially with how many different abilities are now in Pokemon, you know, from Fairy to Dragon to all that.
Yeah,
having a little bit bigger of a party that still has a handicap is, I think, more okay. Such as, you know,
Drew, you're a genius, and I totally agree with you. But we got a lot of games to go through here, and our boy Black Echo had a real good point that I forgot to mention. This game had timers on special battles, so he personally brought up the Snorlax, you know, where it's blocking a route, and you have to use the whistle to wake him up, and then that's your one chance to catch him. With the timed battle elements, he missed it just because it was a timed element. So that's where this whole Pokemon Go thing really fucks with you. And if you just kind of miss the flicking of the wrist a couple times, because there was tons of that going on a lot, where your ball, you know, the sensor or the ball, or you didn't flick it right and the ball just goes way out of proportion everywhere. Yeah, you miss a rare Pokemon just like that. Bang. That would piss anyone off.
I understand that, but I also understand why it's a game mechanic, and I think it should be in the game, just because when you're in a rare encounter, there's no
but it's a one and done
skill gap. There's no skill gap to, you know, how those catching situations really work. So putting a timer on it adds the stress, makes it more intense. Like, I understand why that's there, and I would prefer it to be there. I think you should be able to, like, I think the original games, like the Snorlax was there, and then it was like every other Tuesday it showed back up. You know, you could do that situation, and I think that would work.
But they didn't do that in this game, which is a major issue. Yeah.
Timed encounters, I think, are a smart thing to have and should be in the game, because you shouldn't have unlimited time just to chuck your ball at a legendary Pokemon. There should be some sort of risk in that encounter, and the timer adds that
that's
risk.
Fine, but without implementing something where the Pokemon will come back, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's move on. A game we're all looking forward to talking about.
What game?
Fallout 76.
Oh, I don't want to talk about 76.
Oh, this horrid.
And I have to give my opinion first, right?
Yeah. All right. So developed by Bethesda, published by the same company. Metacritic score of 49. And honestly, Drew, I think it should be lower. So what do you think?
I think it's a solid 5 out of 10.
5? You think it's an average game?
Yeah, I do think it's a very average game. And I don't think 5 is an average game. I think 7's an average game. I think 5 is a below average game.
So 7 out of 14?
I think this is a very blatant game you can give somebody, and they could be like, okay, I can have fun with this. You give this to a gamer, or like a hardcore gamer, and they'd be pissed about it. It's just, there's not that much to do in the open world. You know, you play with friends, and it's a lot of fun, but
that's hardly an excuse, though, because any game is fun with friends.
Yeah, I don't really like Fallout games in general anyway.
You can have the most broken game ever, and if you're with friends, you'll somehow make it fun.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I picked up this game for the Xbox One X, and it played incredible. I didn't have any bugs.
Fallout 76?
Yeah.
Oh, you're full of shit. There's so many bugs in it.
I didn't have any bugs.
I played it on the Xbox One, and it was garbage.
I played on the X, so that might have been something to do, but I was hitting no bugs.
Dude, the AI is like popping in and out everywhere. The
lights popping in and out. The AI was stupid, but it wasn't popping in and out.
Yeah, oh no, it was
everything rendered in. Loading screens were super quick, like all that stuff. My experience, like user experience, was pretty nice. It's just there's not much to do in the game, you know.
So this game is disgusting, in my eyes. I think clearly Bethesda has forgotten everything that made their games fun and interesting. They've chosen to go with this live service route and attempted to make what we see here. This is what we got. So I've played Fallout 3. I liked it. New Vegas, fine, more of the same, fair enough. You know, I have friends that like New Vegas so much more. I didn't like Fallout 4 though. I didn't like that thing, and now here we are with Fallout 76. Went into it with an open mind, but I was very worried about it as soon as they announced it. I was like, that doesn't sound like anything I'd be interested in. It sounded like nothing but trouble. Sounded like Bethesda was hopping on the industry trend, which is what we talked about way back in February with State of Gaming. Your idea, Drew?
Yep. I personally, I liked what Fallout was going for, and it would have made me more interested in Fallout. It just did not do it correct.
No, and that's the problem. It didn't do anything correct. So no part of this game has a story, which has always been the focus of Fallout games. They didn't even try. No part of this game makes being in the vault coming out feel special, which is like which is like the element that gets people into Fallout, because it really introduces you to the game, introduces you to the world, all the NPCs. Nor does the game even go on about the nuclear fallout, which is the intricate part of the game. It's like why you're playing. So, other than finding the codes to launch the nukes yourself, which is in the world, which you can just look up on Reddit, by the way, because the codes never change.
Right.
It's lacking in so much direction, and in my eyes, Bethesda was going for a cash grab, and they tried to fuck over the fans directly. Absolutely.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, to me, it's unacceptable. That's why I think this Metacritic score of 49 should be so much lower. There's no NPCs other than these meaningless robots that give you meaningless fetch quest tasks, like go get a bottle or whatever, and then bring it back. The only interaction is with other players online, and as we know, people suck. And servers crashed constantly. So my first experience, Drew, was I was playing with 3 other people on the same server and we were all next to each other on 3 different Xboxes, or 4 different Xboxes. Right. There's 4 of us, and no shit. Within the first 10 minutes of being in the game, like, we all got out of the vault and everything, you know, we were all kind of onto it, and then 2 of us, and myself included, the servers crashed, and we all just kind of looked at each other, and we all had the same reaction. No way. And then I want to say the next one didn't happen until another 30 minutes, and it was one of the other guys who hadn't. And then one guy never had a server crash until about the end of the 2-hour mark, which is how long we played. So we just had a new sub, actually. A new follower.
Yeah.
Abysmal Juggernaut has followed. Well, thank you, sir. Welcome to the family.
Good guy. What a good guy.
Good guy. Good guy indeed. Did you ever get to try the PvP?
I did not.
So there's good reason for that. It is bizarre, to say the least. You can't go 1v1 unless your opponent returns fire, which is weird. Okay.
That is kind of weird, yeah.
And the rewards are really negligible, so nobody even really bothers at all while you play. Mm-hmm. It was so weird. Like, a dude's just firing at me. I'm not dying. Nothing's happening. I'm just, okay. I won't do anything then. And I was fine. And then he just kind of gives up and goes off on his merry way. I'm like, not really interacting with people the right way. And I think they fixed this already, but everybody who's on that server you can hear. So, and there's no what's the term? Push to talk? There's none of that. I'm pretty sure they fixed that post, or at this point, but that was just not acceptable at launch. So let's talk about the enemies. Something from the trailers and from E3, I was actually pretty high on. Mm-hmm. I thought they looked unique. I thought they looked fun to take on. You know, the environments were colorful. What we got was really none of that. I mean, the environments, okay, compared to Fallout 4, yeah, they were more colorful for sure. Fallout 4 was this kind of gray and dreary looking thing of a game. So that was a needed improvement there. What did you think about the enemies?
Just not that fun. Like I said, I don't really like Fallout. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the world. I don't like I just don't like the game.
Well, you didn't get the world, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got a barren wasteland with nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Just not a huge fan. All in all, enemies, I didn't have fun with 76.
No, and I didn't have fun with it either. So let me go into a little bit more quicker details on the AI then.
Okay.
It's astonishingly terrible, filled with glitches, and they're downright stupid. And the most recent game I've come across with AI this bad was in Metal Gear Survive from back in February. Not to say some enemies, some of them are cool, but really just to look at. There was one enemy in particular that we came across I'm trying to remember. It like spawned in a house and then it couldn't escape the house. So we were all just sitting there firing at it. Like, wow, this is fun. Those are the kind of bugs we're talking about here. Just unacceptable type things. The rendering of the game was really bad. You'd see like trees halfway in the ground. You wouldn't be able to pick up items that you're supposed to interact with, kind of deal. A lot of stuff like that. Just awful.
I never really dealt with the bugs like this though.
So my favorite instance was so I got to play this a week after launch, and the favorite instance was I was playing with a guy in the demo store, and we're just strolling about, and then this like high level 30 player just kind of is near us, and then immediately a monster spawns that was like a level 50, and it just immediately kills us both, like Xenoblade Chronicle 2 style. We're like, okay, run away, up, we're dead. Just like that. All progress lost. And that was the point where I just looked at the guy and go, I'm done. I can't do this.
Dude, it's not, like you said, it's not a great game.
Like your literal only motivation for anything seems to just build a base, and there's hardly any reason to even do that, honestly.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, when the best thing someone can say about the game is it's a game where you make your own fun, fuck that shit. I hate that excuse. So I'll say this again. I liked No Man's Sky because I love geology. I'm a geologist. I have a geological engineering degree. The game itself is pretty much about mining minerals all day. But from a real perspective, the game was shit. It was boring. So the reasoning doesn't fucking work.
Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky are pretty much the same in my mind.
Yeah, well, No Man's Sky wasn't broken. That was the difference.
That's true. But they were about the same as far as gameplay went, you know?
They felt very similar, yeah. The difference, Fallout 76, I wasn't harvesting minerals and traveling through space and naming anything I come across goofy, shitty names.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Enough about that piece of shit game. Bethesda should be ashamed of themselves.
They made plenty of money out of it. People are still playing it.
Gross. Just gross. There's no excuse. Alright. Our next game, third one, is Darksiders 3. You ever play any of the Darksiders games in the past?
Nope, never touched Darksiders.
Okay. Well, Darksiders 2 was, I believe, a PS Plus free game earlier this year, and that's how I played it, actually. Fun game, actually. I quite enjoyed my time with it. I had played the first one before that. I just don't remember much of it. It's been so long. So this is so Darksiders 3 was developed by Gunfire Games, a company THQ result of their bankruptcy, you know. Published by THQ Nordic, ironically enough. Has a current Metacritic score of 64. It's just being torched.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this game sucks. That's about it.
I think it's a little harsh. I think it's a little too harsh.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe a 70. Closer to that, but that's kind of nitpicking. So I take it you hadn't had a chance to play this game or see much on it?
No, nothing. Like, okay. Nothing.
All right, I'll take it away then. So it's a third-person action game, just straight up. So it's nice to see games like this every once in a while, considering the current landscape of every game seemingly going either open world or live service or even both. You know?
Yeah.
So I noticed a number of things immediately. The dialogue is uber cheesy. And the story lacked any sort of interest from me. I didn't really care for it at all. Gameplay-wise, I got to a couple boss fights, and those were really cool. They were awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. So trying to figure out patterns and seeing all the different ways the bosses utilize their attacks and environments, those were great. I love that. Uh-oh. Kitty knocking over my laptop here as he licks himself. Come here, kitty cat. Stop it. Oh, he doesn't care. He's ignoring. All right. Where was I? I was mentioning, like, in-between game. It seems to be a theme I've come across lately in how I'm looking at certain games.
Yeah.
So the in-between in this game is where it really falters.
Right.
And this is where I think the crux of where a lot of people are having an issue with, and I'm one of them. I'm right there with them. So, where do I start? In-between gameplay is the crux of every game, okay? That's where you spend most of your time. Think of the swinging in Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
That's most of your game, is swinging around the city.
Yeah, definitely.
If you don't have an element that's fun and interesting, it gets dull really fast. And in Darksiders 3, that's what I felt. It just got dull super fast. I felt this was an attempt to mix the fighting elements of the PS2 God of War games with Dark Souls. And so, to me, this was a half-assed attempt, and it didn't do either right.
Right. Yeah, no, it didn't sound that way. Like I said, just didn't hear good things about what is it called?
Darksiders 3.
Yeah, just did not hear good things about it. Just people, looking through Game Informer, people just say it's kind of a miss. Just a revamp of just a sequel that didn't need to happen, a sequel that wasn't wanted, just a cash grab.
Was it a cash grab? It might be. I don't think it's as much as a cash grab as, say, Fallout 76.
Yeah, no. But I mean, nobody wanted this game. Nobody needed this game. It was kind of...
Yeah, it was even under the radar. Yeah. Like, nobody really was aware it was coming out until it was. And we'll get to another game that's suffered from an egregious element of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, half-assed attempt. Put that in with the incredibly generic environments and sounds. Just no thanks. The one decent aspect of the in-between was the enemies were pretty cool and different from one another. That was neat, but not nearly enough to salvage the game. I think if you've played any of the first two Darksiders, this game will be extremely disappointing, and if you want to jump into the series, I would say just play the second one.
Yeah, and the second Game of the Year edition.
Yeah. And that's all I got to say about Darksiders 3. Pretty simple.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's being torched for its laziness at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of lazy, Battlefield 5.
I don't think that's a way to start out Battlefield 5. I don't
Developed
think Battlefield
by EA
5
DICE and published by EA.
Lazy whatsoever.
Metacritic score of 78, and I think it's generous. I think that's a generous rating. Tell me what you think of Battlefield 5, Drew.
I think it's fantastic.
Really?
I think Battlefield 5 is a great game. I don't think it's a game that people want to play right now. I don't think people want a World War II shooter. But as far as, evolution of the franchise, I think they've added plenty to the game to make it fresh. The maps are beautiful. The game is beautiful. The maps lack a little variety this time around.
Oh, that's for sure. I agree with that.
But the game plays phenomenally. The guns are great. I think the story vignettes are fantastic also. Love the multiplayer. The Battle Royale is going to be way too late. Coming out in March.
Oh God, yeah. That's an element I want to get into later as well.
And then the free DLC plan is phenomenal as well. So all in all, Battlefield 5 is just another great Battlefield game. It's just its setting is just very polarizing, and people don't really want to play another World War shooter. So
I think there's more to it than just that, though. So
what do you think it's to?
This was supposed to be the big year for Battlefield, as we know.
Really?
This was the year it was to take control of the first-person market from Call of Duty.
Says who?
Says everyone. That was the word. That was the thing.
I never heard that at all, because Black Ops 4 got announced and it had projections higher than it's ever sold.
No. This was the moment. They should have made Bad Company 3 instead. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude, because Black Ops is the highest selling COD sub franchise ever, and as soon as they announced it, which they announced really early, before Battlefield 5, the projections were higher for this game, even by Metacritic, Forbes, and everybody. There was higher projections than Battlefield.
Oh, come on. Among gamers?
Like, gamers don't know what they're talking about. They just like to shit on COD.
As soon as Call of Duty said no story, we're doing battle royale as our focus.
Yeah, as soon as they did that, every giant Twitch streamer with 100,000 viewers said, "Yeah, I'm hyped," and everybody said, "Yes, Black Ops is coming back." And the esports community got super rejuvenized.
Well, more about
streamers
the
are getting hundreds of thousands watching Blackout. CWL Vegas just had 200,000 people watching. This is Black Ops. This has the highest. It sold the best on PlayStation ever. Like, this is Black Ops. This is the game every 3 years that breaks the market. Like, this game sold.
Well, Battlefield didn't live up to the expectations of the communities that I was a part of.
People don't want another World War II shooter.
Yeah, the game returns to World War II, and EA also happened. So a mixture of horrible marketing, basically telling their customers to not buy the game, a delayed launch date, and only 1/3 of the game available at launch. Yeah, sales went south real fast. Oh yeah, 1/3 of the game.
So we're missing that Battle Royale. What else are we missing?
Let's see. An entire story chapter. That was a 4th.
Oh, that's
there
right.
was no.
There
was a couple other major modes that weren't released to go with the Battle Royale. What was it called? I forget. It's not important. It's not there. It wasn't there. That's the point.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Battle Royale gets canceled.
Yeah, with the sales being so bad, yeah, why not? So,
unless it's free to play.
But are the parts of the game that were out at launch any good? In parts, I would say yes. I would agree with you, Drew. The game has real cool spots. The sound design and gameplay is fun as hell.
Battlefield is fun. It's just not. It's just such a miss by EA. I don't know what they were thinking doing a World War II shooter after everybody stopped playing BF1 because they didn't like the World War setting.
Well, here's what happened. The story is bland. It's split into these made-up, untold stories between a few characters in chapters. So while the potential is there, it never goes anywhere. Nor does it give you any reason to care.
Because, yeah, the Battlefield 1 vignettes were phenomenal. But the Battlefield 5 ones just weren't there.
Yeah. Plus, the story's not complete at launch.
Yeah, the story's not complete.
How is that acceptable? So how about the multiplayer? This is what I got to... Because I tried Call of Duty this year, and I tried Battlefield. I went outside my comfort zone.
Battlefield 5 multiplayer is super fun. It's just kind of classic Battlefield, you know? They
well,
added buildables so you can kind of repair environments, which is actually a huge game changer. And I think it's super fun.
So the game does, in my opinion, absolutely nothing to set it apart. It does nothing new. It certainly takes no chances on anything. That's for sure.
Besides being able to rebuild environments?
Well, that came later. That came in a mode later. That just came out like a few days ago. that mode.
No, wasn't that a part of one of the classes? The engineer, it was like a fundamental part of his loadout.
Conquest mode. That's what just came out, and there's building in that. If there was another mode where you could build, then I didn't experience it.
Maybe not rebuild buildings, but you could make fortifications and bunkers with the engineer and everything.
Well, there was fortification you can do, but it was very limited as far as I could tell.
Yeah.
You know, it's something made for Conquest mode, which wasn't out on launch. It just came out a few days ago. And I won't be playing that because I'm done with Battlefield. And here's the other thing. Here's the other reason why. Most notably, and I was talking to you about this, was the time to kill. It's super fucking fast. Death becoming basically instant. I hate it. It doesn't feel like Battlefield. It doesn't feel like Battlefield. I've played past Battlefields and it's not that fast. It's never been that fast.
Dude, I think it's all in your head, dude. We can pull up the actual. I'll research right now. I'll pull up the time to kill stats right now. I guarantee they are about the same.
It's so much faster in this one. It's just pop, you're dead. You don't know where it came from or who got you.
I think that's more internet, because that's an internet thing that comes in games on launch. You die a lot faster than you feel, but the actual time to kill is going to be about the same as other games.
I don't know. It just sure didn't feel like it was internet problem. So
we'll compare it to Battlefield 1.
Well, while you're looking that
it doesn't feel like it's. So how that actually works is these games run off of something called lag compensation, which while the server is hosting the world, people have different internets. They'll actually change kind of how projectiles and latency works per person. So when a game launches, and generally they have to really fine tune this until it really feels good, which is why when every COD releases, you feel like you die faster than you kill other people. The lag compensation makes it feel like you died faster, and you died in the same time since the projectile started moving towards you. Because the game's going to predict when the projectile is going to hit you, and it'll lag compensate because of it. So if the person gunned you, he did it in the exact amount of time that you gunned him, but his projectiles were shooting before yours, and you just couldn't tell.
Well, then it's too fast, and they need to fix that.
Well, that's something that they're changing, but I'm looking at the pages right now. Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 5 all have actually a really low time to kill compared to what it normally is. I'm trying to get the exact second count, but it's like 100 meters, 5 bullets on a general AR, which is probably about 0.8 seconds if you hit, 0.9 seconds if you hit all your shots pretty consistent. 3 to 4 shot range, close range, which is about a 0.5, which is about average. Everything generally is around 1.2 seconds to 0.4 seconds.
So it's something that DICE needs to patch up then.
That's just coding, net coding, yeah. It's servers at launch.
Anyways.
That's how the game works. When they turn the servers on, they're always weird. But that's a pretty average time to kill for a game. And same with COD. They all share about the same time to kill, except for this year with how big, how they updated health, and it's way longer now.
Okay.
But and then Treyarch games in the past have always had a longer time to kill. All right. It's pretty average.
So another issues I had was too many times I spawned in warfare with a team, and the base and teammates immediately got wrecked. That happened entirely too often. We'd start and then we'd have, because they kept spawning in the same places or something. Someone was trying to explain it to me because I go, why the game just started and our tanks are already destroyed? Or we'd jump out a plane and a guy would take out 11 of us immediately before we're even out of the plane, because we all jump out at the same time and there's no way to jump out individually, kind of deal.
That's just because you're jumping. That's just because you're in the middle of the battlefield. If you spawn out into your spawn points, you'll be fine. But if you spawn in the middle of the battle, especially if you spawn on a squad member, if he's in combat, you still spawn on him. You'll spawn into the middle of bullets.
Yeah, it's stupid.
No, that's you being stupid for spawning on a teammate who's in combat, because
you have no control of where you spawn, really.
Yes, you do.
There's only a few spots, at any given point, and people just bombard that same spawn area all the time. That's it.
So this is what most Battlefield players spawn on your squad. If it's going bad, you back up your spawn a little bit, spawn back, regroup with your squad, then you push up again. If you can see when you're spawning in before you spawn if your teammate is in combat, and if he's getting, and you can see the red dots on the map. If he is in front of a ton of people and he's getting shit on, and you spawn on him and die, that's your own fault. That's just being stupid.
I'm talking about when the game first starts, Drew. Not mid-round or anything.
Right, when the game first starts, anybody with a loading screen, if they can send a projectile explosive over cross map, it's a free kill. That's just how arena shooters and
it's really dumb. I didn't like it. It was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can do it back to him too. It's kind of fun.
Well, let's see here. Also in my notes, too many times found myself playing 1 or 2 maps out of the 9 or whatever. Thought they were pretty bland for the most part. There was a couple good ones. First person shooters really aren't my thing. We've discussed this on the cast before. I think with what I had as a returning player to Battlefield as more of a casual player, I think these are valid issues. Maybe you don't think so, but
no, I don't even play Battlefield, dude. I own Battlefield 1 because it was free. These are just kind of normal things.
But from a guy who likes story modes, I wasn't feeling the stories. They could have easily implemented these war stories into each other and mixed some epic real-world War II battles, but they didn't do any of that. So I truly think that DICE is being whipped to death by EA, being forced to pump out an annual release all the time, and this was the result. Just this non-inventive type game.
Is this annual? Is Battlefield annual? I thought it was biannual.
No.
Battlefield 1 came out 2 years ago.
Battlefield. Well, then biannual is just too little time.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Battlefield game series. So just look it up real quick. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't give me the.
Just go to Wikipedia and look at.
Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Battlefield video game series. 2. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Huh.
Yeah, they're annual releases.
Damn. Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Oh, even more than that, too. But from... Yeah, and it even shows the engine that they're using.
Yeah, Frostbite.
Yeah.
Frostbite's a great engine. Kind of curious right now, because Halo is making the Slipspace engine, which might be more powerful than Frostbite, which would be the first time an arena shooter took a better engine than them, I believe. And Call of Duty really needs to make a new engine. They're still just re-engineering the Unreal Engine back from the 90s.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so awkward sometimes. And connection is just weird, and the servers aren't as many hertz. And
yeah, I hear you.
It's rough.
So Battlefield 5, I thought this could have been, the first-person shooter to get me at least to play a story, and, every once in a while maybe hop into multiplayer. I lost interest way too quick.
Story.
Well, I have Halo 1 and 2. That's good enough for me. I have Black on the PS2. I quite like that game.
Have you played Halo 3?
No, I don't have an Xbox 360.
You've never finished the trilogy? The original trilogy?
Yeah, I don't care to.
Bro, Halo 3 is an epic campaign.
Well, I don't have a 360, and I'll never get one. So
you should get one. You can get one for like $30.
Yeah, it's too much money. Let's get on to our last November release.
Xbox 360 is the best console ever made.
It's, in my opinion, the worst console ever made.
Why is that? It's got the best controller.
That's a topic for another day, man. So the last game in November we're talking about is called The Quiet Man.
Mm-hmm.
Developed and published by Square Enix. Metacritic score, Drew, of... You know what? Have you heard of this game, first of all?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, you talked about it, but besides that, no.
It's got a Metacritic score of 30.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw a teaser at E3, and I had my interest piqued with what seemed to be a third-person kind of action fighting game about a deaf hero. I was thinking, cool, they could do, so many things with this, with sound design, fighting elements. You could tell a compelling story, rise of hero type something, a Daredevil type thing I was thinking of in my mind. I was like, cool, they could do a lot of things. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this game came out on PSN. Just bang. Right. Just one day, it just popped up, right? So what did we actually get? It's a laughable 3 whatever hour experience with FMV cutscenes with no sound because it's in the perspective of the deaf character.
Hey, at least it's got good continuity.
There's no subtitles.
Why would you need subtitles? You're deaf. You can't read lips.
They have full cutscenes trying to tell a story, and you can't hear the story. And you can't read it either.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
It's just muddled nonsense. So so then we get to the action, you know, the game itself. This is laughably one of the worst games I have played from a major publisher game studio in a long time. Like, no joke. It's the same fighting sequence over and over again in similar houses and alleyways, fighting the same stock model bad guys until the next terrible FMV cutscene that you can't fucking hear. Holy shit, this is bad. I'm not joking, Drew. Watch. You know what? Angry Joe actually did a really funny YouTube video of him and his buddy playing the whole game. I didn't make it through the whole game. There was no way I was gonna make it through it. I played like 30 minutes of this, and I just went no more. They played apparently the whole thing, and the video of them playing it is hysterical because they're just losing their minds.
G says in chat, Battlefield 1 was released in 2016.
I just looked up something. I just looked it up. Something released in 2017.
Was it an expansion pack?
Yeah, it might be. Not sure.
Okay, so it wasn't a full game.
It's still something. They're still releasing something. That's major stuff
DLC.
Every year.
DLC. Just a few maps.
Yeah. Like 4 maps came out in 2017. It looks like, or 3.5,
nice.
Something like that. So that's like so much DLC. It might as well be another game.
I mean, it's still the same game.
They're still developing shit for it, though. DLC takes time, man.
That is true.
And that's time away from making your next game. So, The Quiet Man is an idea that was just shit. It turned out to be so shit. I can tell you this right now. It's one of the worst games of 2018. Easily.
Jeez.
It's so bad. I'm telling you, Drew. Look up a video of like YouTubers reacting to it. It is hysterically terrible. And they play the whole game. I was like, I don't know how they managed to go through that. So, I'm gonna play a nice little drop here. And if Drew, you want to take a break, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna make a G fuel.
Ready? Gonna play a drop.
Yeah, check my mail. Yeah. Oh god. The black parade.
Alrighty. Chat, you got something you want to chime in on some of the games we've talked about so far? Yes, that is the Contra music. I love Contra. Childhood memories. Talked about Contra on the Xmas Games Retro Gaming Cast. It came out last week. Very fun episode. Good nostalgia trip. You were there. You were there, G Keeper, in the chat. Yeah, Battlefield was just non-inspiring. That's a good way to put it, for sure. Yep. Yeah, I just got bored of it way too fast. Like, even for someone who's not truly into first-person shooters. There was just nothing really getting me to want to play more of it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that.
Outside is like crazy windstorm rain and shit.
Cool. You back, man?
Yeah. Whew.
I think Battlefield 5 will be way better once they fix everything, but not now. Yeah, and the rest of the modes and things need to come out. But I think
dude, the arena shooter industry just needs to start remastering games.
Oh god, how sad is that?
Dude, that would be so sick though. Like, give me Black Ops 2 remastered for another CWL season. Like, give me fucking Battlefield Bad Company 2. Like,
I think the other thing that's also hurting the at least with Battlefield 5 as a good example is the live service model. So they're purposely, it seems like to me they're purposely not releasing their whole game right away, and they're trying to use that. I was speaking with Colin about this on the Retrocast, one of the past episodes, where when you do that and you're taking away content out of your main game that should be on release, it's not going to be, what we're seeing is it's not enough to keep players staying to play your game.
Yeah.
And so when the rest of that content eventually comes out, your player base is gone already, and they don't need to come back. They don't want to come back.
It's an interesting juggle trying to keep your players in game. And I think different people prefer it different ways, like Fortnite with the weekly big content updates.
That's a completely different game, though.
Yeah, I prefer games like CS, where it's like, here's your game. We do small incremental upgrades, but kind of keep it cosmetic just for fun.
You know what you're getting when you play a Fortnite, a CSGO, is this is your game. We're just adding to that. We're adding to that game as we go.
But we keep it generally the same, because it's a very simple game that people make complex.
Look, what we got from Battlefield 5 here, and this won't be in the podcast, obviously, but this is why you join the live stream. Think of Spider-Man, a game you love, Drew, right?
Yeah.
Think of a third of the story just not being at launch, right? And you have to wait till March to get the rest of the story. That's not acceptable. You're gonna tell me you're gonna release 2/3 of the story, and then you're just gonna say, well, free DLC in March to finish the game.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, fuck off.
Pretty much. It's no, it's an issue. I agree.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to the rest of the cast here. Note. Clap first. Okay. Drew, we're back.
Yep.
Yep.
We've been back.
And I have a 5-star review to read from iTunes.
God, it's probably about me.
A 5-star review about you?
I only take 5 stars.
Hashtag humble brag.
Yeah.
So, this is from BCOM33. Titled Shining a Light on Our Retro Origins. 5 stars. These excellent hosts, that includes you, Drew, give you great rundowns every episode on some of the best or worst retro anime and games that laid the foundations for the titanic industries that exist today. They also occasionally talk about the most anime topic of all, professional wrestling. I like that. Whatever their focus, the Red Leaf Retrocast gives you informed, entertaining, and insightful opinions that make for a great listen week to week. Also, you should check out Bowling JD's gaming Twitch streams because they're hilarious. I would also say Drew's as well at Boogie the Ball. I added that little bit at the end.
Hey, thank you.
Well, thank you, BCOM. You're a scholar. You're the best.
Yeah.
if you want to submit a 5-star review, head on over to iTunes and we will
or
obviously...
you can just come donate to the stream. Either
well,
or.
that's true. That as well. A free way is to leave an iTunes review or go over on Stitcher. Not enough reviews are left on Stitcher at all.
Yeah, because people don't really use Stitcher.
Well, a lot of people do use Stitcher. They just don't leave reviews on it. Yeah. Alrighty.
Also, I will be uploading these podcasts to Pornhub. Pornhub/Boogadaball. Please upvote and comment.
That would be hilarious. So now that brings us to December releases. Not as many, but we'll get to a couple that were smash hits, you might say.
Dude, I know 2 of these. That's about it.
Okay. Well, our first one. That is it. Our first one.
Wait, I have to ask you a question.
What?
I'm looking at the itinerary. Creed Rise to Glory is on here.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Was that like an actual game? I thought it was just like a 5-minute promotion for the movie.
No, it's an actual game.
Damn, really?
Yeah. We'll get there.
Okay.
So our first game is Just Cause 4. Developed by Avalanche Studios, same studio developing Rage 2 for Bethesda, fun fact. Published by Square Enix, they're back.
They're back.
Metacritic score, Drew, 67.
That's pretty good. I think that's what this game deserves. Maybe 70.
What?
They rounded up to 70. It's just a solid video game. There's nothing crazy, nothing new, nothing special, nothing crazy. But it's a solid, just like, hey, you want to play a video game, kid? Here you go. Here's a video game.
In the current landscape of things, that's not going to sell anything.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really sell anything.
Well, yeah, because it's only worth the 67.
Yeah.
Have you played a Just Cause game before?
I was big on the Just Cause 2 multiplayer mod on PC.
Oh. Well, how about that?
Yeah. It was super fun. I don't understand why they haven't added like multiplayer yet.
Yeah, really, right?
They're still just supporting modders in Just Cause 2, the hell?
Oh boy. Well, this is basically more Just Cause, but a less interesting version of the same thing. So here's Just Cause 4. You have a zippy grappling hook, a parachute, and a wingsuit. They function. They do what they're supposed to. I found the grappling hook kind of glitchy at times. Like, you'd grapple somewhere, you might like fumble around in a building for a little bit, or you wouldn't actually go into the helicopter. There was those will all be fixed in post, but it's briefly entertaining as you traverse the open world, but the game itself I found so uninteresting.
I don't think Just Cause is ever interesting. It's just fun and gimmicky. It's just fun to run. The gameplay is just entertaining and exciting.
Well, I've played Just Cause 3, and that was super fun, like doing missions and hooking up like a tether to an enemy, and then watching a helicopter take him away in the air, like stupid shit like that. Really funny.
I agree with that. I think the Just Cause 3 missions actually lent well to the gameplay, but generally, I don't think Just Cause stories and missions are that fun.
Well, here's the thing.
Are awesome though.
Here's the thing. You just said kind of what the problem with Just Cause 4 is missing is Just Cause 3 had those lots of funny little elements and gimmicks
it was
implemented
like
into the missions.
Yeah, almost like a Far Cry game is kind of how it felt in my mind.
Just Cause 4 has none of that. Yeah. So Game Crate's headline for their review, and I found this online, it was quite funny. I think it says it best. Just Cause 4 is amusing, but not engaging or exciting. It felt like Just Cause 3 again, so what's the point kind of deal, but, less interesting. Player and story, gameplay advancement in this game just doesn't exist. You grapple stuff, go pull or blow this thing, that's the game. So no wonder this game is getting torched in reviews. It's just a lazy effort, really. There was no reason for this even to come out or be made, if this is what they were gonna do. It's missing everything that made Just Cause 3 interesting and fun, and just took it away.
Yeah.
It just feels like a rehash. It's a waste of time. That's my thoughts on it. You have any thoughts on Just Cause 4 anymore? All right.
Not really, no. That's pretty much,
that's really sad. That's really sad because I was really curious about how this game was going to fare. Because let's face it, 2 and 3 were solid games. They were very solid.
Yeah. They were fun. Like I said, I don't think this game is terrible.
No, it's not awful. It's not Quiet Man or Fallout 76 bad by any means, but
it's just not incredible.
It's just like Darksiders 3. Like, why? Why did they choose to make the game this way?
Because a studio has to be making a game. They have to be doing something. You know, they have to be developing something. And if the passion's not there, if something's not there, then it's just not going to happen.
Well, you know, pumping things like this just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's worth the effort in that case. You might as well just try to... I don't know how the sales are going to be and how that's going to impact the studio, but to me, it's like, why wouldn't you just try to make something, you know, smaller and unique, you know?
Yeah. I just put 2 pictures in a Discord, in my Discord thing. I think one of them you will find very funny, if not both of them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Ganondorf slicing up the Animal Crossing.
There's another one after that.
4 + 3 = Chrono Trigger. I don't get it.
4 + 3 = the best Final Fantasy. 4 + 3 = Chrono Trigger.
Well, Chrono Trigger's not Final Fantasy, so... But anyways.
Never mind, you ruined it.
It's made by the same people. Not Final Fantasy.
Dude, Chrono Trigger is awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's one of the best RPGs ever.
Yep.
Alright, so this next game is something I wasn't even aware it was coming out until like the end of November. And it just came out of nowhere. It's called Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Developed by Game Atelier, published by FDG Entertainment, Metacritic score of 85. So Drew, have you even heard of this game?
Nope.
You would be in the same boat as a lot of people.
Yeah, no, it's on my YouTube ads, so.
So this game is a spiritual successor to Sega and Westtone's Bit Entertainment's Wonder Boy series.
I think I've heard of Wonder Boy.
Yeah, it's a very famous, well known in Japan platformer series from the old Sega days. Okay. It was developed in collaboration with the original creator, Ryuichi Nishizawa, who was also involved with the Wonder Boy 3 remake that came out last year. That was really good.
Ooh, that's cool.
So you play as Jin, a blue-haired young man who must stop his drunk uncle Nabu from inflicting curses upon the kingdom's inhabitants and transforming them into animals.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, you get cursed, much like Wonder Boy 3. And you have 5 animal transformations. You can be a pig, a snake, a frog, lion, and dragon. Each of whom have their own unique abilities, and you can, get weapons and upgrade them accordingly. So exact same gameplay as Wonder Boy 3, essentially. Jin's human form is okay, he's limited. So the whole point is to utilize your animal transformations to solve puzzles and platforming elements as you traverse the stages.
Yeah.
Okay? And everything's in one singular world. So they're not just level 1-1 and then 1-2 and then you eventually get to a boss fight. Everything's in one world. And you go about the world, and whenever you unlock a new animal, that means you can then go to another area of that world that you couldn't access before.
Right.
Okay. The animation and cartoon designs are super nice and fun to go around all the boards. Switching between the animal forms is seamless. Solving the puzzles is so nice. Now, the best part of it all is the new implementation of the teleportation mechanic. So what that does is it gets rid of all of the excess backtracking, which was found in all the previous games.
Right.
That's really nice. I love that.
Okay.
I love this game so much. I immediately bought it for my Switch. It's just excellent, especially for platforming fans and retro fans. This game is perfect. It's that damn good.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll. Is it on Switch?
Yeah. I just said I immediately bought it for my Switch.
Yeah. Right. I should pick that game up for a Switch when I get one.
So if you like those simple platformers of the past, this is.
Is it on mobile?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Dude,
I know people are gonna hate this, but I just recently, since I have really slow days at work recently, got into like mobile gaming. So like not like
that's trouble.
Well, I'm playing through Oxenfree. I'm playing through Oxenfree again on my phone.
That one's good.
And I got an iPhone 8 Plus. I'm gonna get an XS Max here soon, but it like plays phenomenal on phone. Like it plays really, really, really well on phones, and I'm really enjoying it. And I might pick up Bully here soon also.
That's on phone?
Mm-hmm.
On mobile?
Bully, San Andreas, Liberty City, and Liberty City Stories.
I knew those were. Okay.
Yeah.
The game a lot of people are probably looking forward to us talking about. Smash Ultimate.
Neither of us can talk about this.
Why not?
I mean, I haven't watched any footage and I haven't played it yet. I've heard a little bit of things, but I've been waiting to play it. You don't have it yet.
I got to play it over the weekend. I'm just waiting on my copy to come in from Amazon.
Yeah.
Because I ordered the game as a Prime member. It was supposed to be here on fucking Saturday. It's Tuesday night now. I am an unsatisfied Prime member.
Damn. That's aggressive.
It's supposed to be free 2-day shipping, Drew, and we're at day fucking 5.
Damn. Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of people ordering it.
This is bullshit. Anyways, developed by Bandai Namco Studios and Sora Limited, published by Nintendo, Metacritic score of 93. Should we have expected anything less?
No, I don't think anybody assumed this game would be bad.
It's really good. This, Drew, I will say this again.
I've been hearing very mixed reviews about that. I want to point that out.
We'll get to the one negative in a second. This has an absurd amount of gameplay and modes and replay value.
Does it?
Absurd levels. Yes, it is more Smash Bros, no doubt. You, a fun little start thing. You start with the same characters from the N64 Smash Brothers, and then you unlock everybody and go from there. So I love that. Nice little touch.
Yeah, it is a nice little touch.
And I'm just going to list the modes that this shit comes with because, holy crap. Single player, you have Classic, Training, Mob Smash. There's 3 of those. Spirits, which is like a story mode, which is what I missed in the Wii U Smash. Then you have Adventure, Spirit Board, and Collection mode. Multiplayer, you have Smash mode. 8-player mode is back, which was the excellent mode of the Wii U. I loved playing that. Just chaos.
Dude, it was actually super fun. Yeah.
Tournament mode, Squads mode. And one of my favorites, I was totally addicted to this, playing with other people, Smashdown mode. And it's what that is elimination, like King of Fighters, where you pick like 3 or 4 people, and then you go 1-on-1, and once you lose that character, you go to the next one.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's like kind of like gun game, it sounds like in arena shooters lately.
I guess gun game.
Well, gun games are a really popular game mode. Where basically it's like first to 20 kills. You start out with like pistols, and every kill you get, you switch guns, and you basically go through like every gun in the game. It's like super fun. It's one of my favorite game modes in like arena shooters nowadays, and it's kind of the same thing. It sounds like you just kind of go through people.
Now I'm familiar.
But you'll start with like pistols. You go to subs. You go to like your ARs, your snipers, LMGs. Then you go to like your knives, and like it's just fun.
Yeah.
And you just got to get kills as fast as possible, and it's a free for all. So I love those. CS has one that's called Arms Race, and it's like a team one, which is super fun. But
alrighty. Online mode it still is a bit finicky at launch. You know. But you have quick play, you have co-op, which I thought was really cool. I got to dive into that a little bit. That was super fun, being with a friend and playing online against other people. And Battle Arena.
That sounds awesome.
So there you go. So it's just nuts. Everything about this game just feels right. I was very kind of skeptical on it because of Nintendo's past right now with and their what they've been doing with just Wii U ports to the Switch, and it's just like basically comes with DLC.
Yeah,
you know, just comes with that DLC. You
know,
the
a little bit annoying.
Deluxe edition. Yeah, it has been annoying, but if you didn't, I've been looking at it from a positive light. Like if you didn't own a Wii U, which let's face it, not a lot of people did.
And that's the only reason it's okay.
Yeah.
Because actually a lot of these games, it's like, ooh, this is a fun new game I've never played. You know?
Yep. So, in that sense, this game vastly exceeded my expectations. At best, I was thinking it was going to be an extreme DLC version, complete with the Wii U Smash games. I wasn't expecting any of these, like, all these extra modes. The story mode
no, I mean, that was the thing. Everybody was wondering, hey, is this a remaster? And, you know, Nintendo came out and said, no, this is a new Smash game. You know?
Yeah, well, they can say whatever they want. You know, any company's going to say, no. Any reason to get you to buy the game, right?
They're not going to blatantly lie to you. If it's a remaster or like a remix, they're going to tell you. But it's like a brand new...
companies are full of shit. Fucking Square Enix was saying The Quiet Man was going to be this immersive, story-ridden game, and it was hot shit.
Yeah, when was the last time Nintendo just blatantly lied?
Like, dude, companies do it all the time.
Nintendo does not.
Yes, they do.
When?
With the entire launch of the Wii U.
Like how? How did they lie with the launch of the Wii U?
With what the console was going to be capable of, what their plans were, was it? Holy shit, there's a whole bottom port of the Wii U that was just never used.
I mean, they didn't lie about it.
They said it was going to be used later in development. They just never did it. So, when it comes to Smash Ultimate, I'm super glad I was wrong. It's one of those instances. I'm
surprised that I'm just surprised because like they completely said this is a brand new game, and so everybody was hyped.
So visually is the only thing I can honestly say is the same as the Wii U Smash, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's no really change there.
My favorite character to be is usually Olimar, the Pikmin dude. King K. Rool, the Donkey Kong alligator villain. I fucking love playing him in his big giant belly. He's so doofy looking. His attacks are super fun. Oh, he's super fun to be. I love him.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm excited for the DLC season though.
Yeah, they announced after they announced Joker
and then they said, "Hey, this is going to be the kind of DLC we have." I was like, "Oh, damn. This game's about to do it."
Yeah, so here was a question posed to me on Twitter. Because I've been very outspoken about fighting games and their DLC issues and kind of fucking over fans. Really sure.
Do you think Joker coming to Smash is maybe a hint at a port to Persona 5 to Switch?
I don't think the Switch can handle Persona 5.
I think if they did a port, I think it could.
They would have to really, really dumb down a lot of things, and I think they'd have to remake the whole game. You see how long it took Dark Souls 3 to come, or 2? No. The first one. My God.
Yeah, but they did it because there's an install base that would play it.
But Dark Souls 1 is how many years old, and it took them that long, and it still has that many issues on the Switch version?
That's fair. So you don't think they will put Persona 5 on
Switch?
No,
I don't think it's capable of being on the Switch. I don't think the Switch is capable of handling Persona 5, I mean.
All right.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think, personally, this is them saying, hey, wink, wink. This is going to come to the Switch.
I just think the Persona characters are so popular that they're like, okay, just like Bayonetta.
Bayonetta's a Nintendo game, though.
It is now, but that's also a company specifically making the game for Nintendo.
1 second, somebody knocked on my door.
So I'll continue with this question was posed to me on Twitter because I'm very outspoken with
Thank you.
with
dude, what the fuck
fighting games with DLC. And I was posed the question, why do I think it's okay that these fighting characters for Smash are coming out as DLC, and that's okay? I think it has a lot to do with the release roster and the amount. Because let's face it, Street Fighter V had a very underwhelming roster release. So did Mortal Kombat. So did Injustice. Smash has fucking, 62 characters at launch or something along those lines?
Yeah. Smash
every
is
character
insane.
that's been in every past game is at launch. So everything,
including the DLC,
including the Piranha Plant is a free DLC. I think in January. That's a good example.
Smash Ultimate is just an amazing game. It's just an amazing product. Is what I'm thinking. It's more than just like a straight up video game. Mm-hmm. As far as products are released in the game industry, I think Ultimate is just an incredible release.
This is a great example of a company looking at its fan base and saying,
give me what you got,
and we're giving you what you want.
Yeah.
And we're giving
like
you
YouTube
more.
Rewind 2018.
And we're giving you more than what you want in the form of DLC of things you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And that's where games like Street Fighter V, as the best example, it's fresh on my mind now because they just announced in-game fucking sponsorships.
Which is cool.
Which is, it's not cool.
No.
Where DLC characters are characters you've played with before. We're not getting that. In Smash Ultimate, every character that's been in a previous game is at launch. And that's just so nice and just it's giving back to the fans.
No, for real, dude. Like, it's just a great piece of it's just a great product. That's why I like referring to it as a product, is because it's like just beautiful.
It's I am just so impressed. At least you get fight money for it on Street Fighter V. Yeah,
true.
Yeah, they took away that is so. Just real quick, Drew.
Okay.
They took away getting fight money, right?
Yeah. So
now you can get fight money again, but you have to watch their fucking advertisements.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, of course it is. And now and because now you have to do that, now these fucking advertisements are on your characters. So you have Ryu having fucking ads like he's a NASCAR driver on his gear.
Is it like an esports thing, or?
No! It's just more Street Fighter V ads and shit, and want you to buy their goddamn microtransactions.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's hot shit. You know what Smash doesn't have? That.
Smash doesn't have a lot of things.
It doesn't have a lot of that just shady shit all the time. Load times were really good. All these modes were super fun. I never felt like I was getting angry losing. It's just a fun game. Keyword fun. 3-letter word. F-U-N.
And Smash Ultimate is a console seller too. Like, this will sell Switches.
It's a console exclusive. It sells the things. Like, I was actually just sent this on Twitter from a fan. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's from Kevin. Never mind.
A fan?
He says, "Fuck your online multiplayer nonsense. Sony plans on doubling down on single-player games going forward and console exclusives." And then, so they're joining the realm of Nintendo, and this is what separates Xbox. As I agree with you, Drew, that if you're a multiplayer gamer, which you are, buy Xbox. Xbox is the multiplayer console. Period. Yeah. And that's a good thing.
So I'm really tired of all the multiplayer games sucking Sony's dick. It makes them hard to play.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm really curious to see though, with all these yeah, but all of these new studio grabs, and with the PR and kind of the trade
They're
right
not
now,
new though.
The Xbox
There's only a couple new ones.
Yeah, the Xbox is on track to definitely overtake Sony when the new console's released. Just because of the PR. Xbox is kind of up right now. And I'm really curious to see how they capitalize with these new studios.
They might make a run in North America.
Yeah, but look at the Xbox 360.
What about it?
It's way better than the PS3. And I think you're going to see the same thing.
It was better at launch. I'll give you that.
It was better the entire time.
No.
Just because one reason,
PS3 was better.
And that's why PS4 overtook. Right now, the Xbox is doing better than the PlayStation. And I think you're going to see the exact same thing happening. Yeah, because Sony's had terrible PR and they're losing people because of it.
No, they're not.
That's why you see all these giant streamers playing on Xbox.
No, disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. Console sales say otherwise. All right, so just got some quick rundowns here for the rest of the games to finish out the year. Lots of PSVR games I have listed because we got actually a few requests. We don't do enough PSVR, which I'm okay with. I love PSVR. I'm one of the few.
PSVR is an awesome machine, dude.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And its fan base is growing still, which is very nice to see.
I read a review, like a big article from GameSpot a little while ago about how like VR is now kind of dying.
It's not.
And yeah, it's in a weird spot though. And I don't think it's really growing at the rate it needs to. I think this hit of, the VR rush, I think wasn't the one that makes VR become the big thing. I think in a few years, we'll have another big hit with a new VR tech that will make VR become the thing again. We'll
definitely see there, but that's not to say that there aren't good games coming out for it and exclusive games. And we're actually going to get to a few here as a list. But first game on this quick rundown is Return. Oh God, cat, get away! Oh, Return of the Obra Dinn came out in October. Developed and published by Lucas Pope by himself, single guy. Metacritic score of 88. What's up there? Same guy that made Papers, Please. A first-person mystery adventure based on exploration and logical deduction. You are an insurance guy sent to an abandoned ship to assess the situation and how everyone on the ship perished. So the whole game is in this black and white stencil-like artwork. Gameplay is using this pocket watch to rewind time and connect events to figure out who is who, based on limited information on the crew going in. So you have this, you're given this like little notebook basically, and there's a sketch of the crew that was on the ship, and a dossier of who was all on it. So just their names. Very fascinating and unique experience. Despite the ending being a little bit on the weak side, I must say, and the tough assumption of some people over others, this is really good.
All I gotta say about this game, man, is I really wish this was a multiplayer game because it would be such a fun multiplayer game to play with friends.
It wouldn't work.
Why not?
It's a single player.
Have you ever played Trouble in Terrorist Town, JD, or Murder, like in Gmod? You never heard of TTT?
No.
That was like the game, like Sensation. You ever heard of Gary's Mod?
Yeah.
Yeah. TTT was like the big thing. Basically, you have everybody spawn into the map. You can pick up guns and stuff. It's like a smaller map. And certain people are the terrorists, and you have one detective, and just the job of the players is to find out who the terrorists are before the terrorists are able to kill everybody.
That has nothing to do with what I just said. This game
is kind of game. It's a similar kind of concept. It's the clue concept. And you make a polished game with a fun extra mechanics like that for multiplayer, and it's phenomenal.
If you look up this game, Drew, it would not work because you have to use this pocket watch to rewind time to connect certain events with this corpse that you find, and that will lead to finding another corpse in certain chapters.
Right.
So it's just this lonesome experience, trying to figure out who's who.
Right.
So it also uses this mechanic where you get 3 characters correct with who they are, how they died, and what killed them. So that's where the clue mechanic comes in. Yeah. So because you have to get 3 characters right, you can't just trial and error guessing. It's not a guess to death game basically, which I thought was really cool. I 100%ed this game in a single sitting, and I never fucking do that. I never 100% games.
Wow. Well, there you go, dude.
Yeah, this was incredibly addicting, and it's only $20. It's worth it. It's worth every penny. And you know me, I love my puzzle type games too.
Yeah,
I love those. Next game is Hitman 2, came out in November. Developed by IO Interactive, published by Warner Brothers, Metacritic score 83.
Yeah, man, this game.
It exists.
For real.
Yeah. It's just more Hitman of the 2016 rebooted series.
Which is not a bad game, by the way. It's an interesting game. It's fun. It's just there's no demand for it. Its marketing is not good. The Hitman 2 is pretty much the same thing. It's more of a DLC expansion.
Well, that's what I say. It's that's what I have in my notes here. It's just it feels like it's just a massive DLC rather than a new game.
Yeah, and I just feel like they didn't. Square Enix is terrible when it comes to this stuff. Their marketing is ass.
It's not Square Enix. It's Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers. There was no marketing for this game. You need to hype up people. You need to tell people that they want this game. People don't want this game. You know, they have Assassin's Creed.
What does Assassin's Creed have to do with Hitman?
It's like the same kind of concept. It is core.
No.
You're assassinating people. Hitman, they play differently, but you need to rationalize to gamers like, yeah, but people don't know that. You say, oh, you assassinate people, because that's literally the only thing they say about this game. Oh, you kill people. I do that in Assassin's Creed.
You could say that about a lot of games. You just go out and kill people.
You get what I'm saying. There needs to be marketing. There needs to be PR. People need to know what this game is. People don't know what this game is. Which is sad, because it's not a terrible game. It's not an amazing game, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. Well, so this does this weird implementation that even if you buy the physical disc, you still need to go into the store and download the individual episodes from there. So for once, I don't recommend buying the disc.
It's an episodic series, so kind of like The Walking Dead. You buy the disc, you still got to download the episodes.
So what's even the point, right?
Yeah, just buy digital. The future.
This game, however, I think is just a super lazy iteration of the series. So there's hardly any new toys to mess with. And for fuck's sake, there is zero interesting missions in the unique... There's no unique environments to remember anything you did at all. Like, I just played this 10 days ago. I couldn't tell you a single mission that I did. I don't remember any of it. That's how unmemorable this iteration is, yeah. So why even bother with this game at all? Plus, as we mentioned, the no marketing... So if Warner Brothers doesn't give a shit, neither do I. Just keep playing the 2016 one. That one was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was fun, but also nobody knows about that one either.
The Hitman Faithful do.
Yeah, the Faithful, but Faithful doesn't really get you all the money you need to keep making games. You have to actually bring in an audience.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so on to our PSVR games. This is super fun. Now, I took the review score from VR Game Critic, so I definitely go recommend checking out that site. Lots of reviews and tagged reviews of VR games in general. So if you're into virtual reality, that's the place to go. The first game here is Beat Saber, developed and published by Beat Games.
What a game, dude! That game is crazy.
Yes.
That game is
all right. Then don't answer my question. It's Hitman. What? That's the joke. We don't remember. There's nothing memorable.
I'm not looking at chat. What happened?
Yeah. I thought I didn't answer his question, but I did.
Oh, no, it's like Hitman just wasn't memorable. Like, there's no reason. That game is just superfluous.
Oh, Nerd Crew podcast is... Oh, welcome. So, Beat Saber is really, really fun. It's a rhythm-based type game. Blocks come towards you. You cut through them with 2 different colored lightsabers to the beat of a song. Blocks come in 2 colors, red, blue, each indicating which saber to cut with. It also displays a cool little arrow indicating the direction you have to cut through the block, which is a nice little touch.
Definitely.
Mathas, I thought Hitman 2 looked really good. Oh, well. Yeah, oh, well is definitely the name of the game.
I mean, it looked good. It just was not, a full product.
Just play more.
Product is the buzzword today. Yeah, it's just superfluous. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
there's no point to the game, no reason to care about the game.
Warner Brothers definitely didn't care about it. Yeah. But back to Beat Saber. We just finished talking about it, so I have to rewind there. Back to Beat Saber. Campaign mode did a nice job of teaching me how the game worked. It's very addicting. I really compare it to the addiction of Guitar Hero in that sense.
Correct me if I'm wrong really quick. Isn't there a way to import songs so you can have like whatever song you want?
For the Oculus version of Beat Saber, yes. Okay. I believe that awesome. Yeah. That
is such an awesome thing.
I'm not 100% sure on that though. I believe I remember reading that. So good cool use of obstacles in the PSVR version to avoid things as you're you know, going around with the lightsabers. So it works well with the VR. Game is just infectious. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very well deserving of its kind of high-end Metacritic score.
Oh, and YouTubers and streamers have picked that shit up. Like, everybody's enjoying that game because it's just fun.
I mean, it's lightsabers, man.
Yeah, and it's just an exciting, you know, video game, you know?
Next PSVR game is Astrobot Rescue Mission.
Hey.
Just came out, October. Developed by SIE Japan Studio, published by Sony. VR game critic score of 90. So it's really high. Platformer based on the free-to-play VR game Playroom, which is a fun little simple mini game type thing.
Isn't that like just that shitty thing that PlayStation added with the camera?
It was a free-to-play camera-based game, yes.
Okay.
And then they implemented it into the PSVR when that came out, and the little robot rescue mission, little mini game, got such a good reception that they decided to make an entire PSVR game out of it, and this is what we got. It's an entire platforming game. It reinvented platforming in VR, or with VR, as I should say.
Right.
You are Astro, a tiny little robot on a mission to basically save all your bot buddies.
Bot buddies.
There's 26 levels with plenty of traps and boss battles. So this isn't your atypical, 2 to 3 hour VR experience. This is a full 6 to 7 hour game.
6 to 7 hour game.
6 to 7.
I know. Sorry.
Which is really nice. That's how long platformers should be. Plus or minus an hour. Kind of deal. Little gadgets come out of your virtual reality DualShock controller that's in the game. So it's right in front of you. You use it to help Astro traverse the levels. Mm-hmm. You have like a grappling hook. I believe there was a water hose of some kind. Things like that. Really fun. Just a lovely experience that VR needed to have, I think. This is the kind. 2018 has definitely been a good year for VR titles to come out. So between Astro here and Moss earlier this year, which we covered on the podcast, easily could be looking at 2 mascot type characters for PSVR.
Right.
I think they need to hop on this. Myth says feels like VR is going the way of the Vita. Yeah, sure seems that way, doesn't it?
Which is why I say this is not the time. It's got its fan base, but it's gonna die off.
It's okay. It's working out for the time it's in right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's failing like the Vita. The Vita was pretty much a failure, a commercial failure. The PSVR is not a commercial failure. It's just not selling as well as they thought it would. Which is,
right.
It's just not meeting expectations like any other publisher and game never seems to meet.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So here's what you mentioned earlier, Drew. Creed: Rise to Glory.
Okay.
Developed by Survios Incorporated, published by SIE, I assume. I couldn't really find the publisher.
I'm excited to hear about this one.
VR game critic score of 81. I think that's a little too high after my experience with
81?
Yeah. I think that's a little too high.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. It does have some pretty good reviews to it. So I went into this... well, I'll let you form your own opinion after I tell you about it.
Right.
Are you doing your fucking laundry or something back there?
No, it's the heater. It turns on.
Okay.
Speaking of laundry, our laundry machine is broken. I really, really, really need to do laundry.
Okay. So I went in this...
No, I just got a package. I got a Secret Santa gift.
Okay.
And I also got a new audio interface. So,
audio interface?
Yeah, for music production.
I feel like people just like the commodity of VR. I've shown it off to my friends who were literally amazed by it but never went to buy one.
Exciting.
Yeah. A pain in the ass to set up.
It's gimmicky. It's a pain in the ass to set up. It's gimmicky. No, it's exciting.
Not. PSVR is super easy to set up. You just plug in a couple wires to your PS4 and you're done. I
feel like people really like the idea of it, and it's fun to play, on a demo. But even me, like I really enjoyed VR. I'm not gonna buy a VR headset for my own home.
Oh, I bought it at lunch.
Yeah,
launch.
I don't want to do that in my own time. It just sounds exhausting. I'd rather just kind of play games that I know I enjoy, you know, rather than like be a part of this weird gimmicky thing. Just not a fan. I mean, I like it. I like it. It's just not something I want to spend my time doing.
Well,
just because it's not that experience for me.
A couple of chunky wires that take up a shit ton of space. I mean, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and it takes up no space at all. I just
the PSVR is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
super accessible.
There's like 2 wires and I just fold them and put them in a drawer. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, if the PlayStation was better, I might do it.
No,
even the PS4 Pro.
No, if we're talking like the Oculus and the HTC Vive, yeah, that's a bitch to set up. The Vive, you have to have like a whole area. You have to have a whole room dedicated to that. Yeah, I would agree in that sense.
No, it's like I really wish they would come out with the Oculus on the Xbox, just because that'd be awesome.
I expected it to. It hasn't happened.
I expected it too. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. I think it might release with like the Scarlet, but they might have been just watching Sony to see how it does. And with how it is now, I don't think they'll actually release it.
You know what it probably was? It probably was going to be, and then Oculus went through that whole lawsuit issue.
Yeah, I'm honestly willing to bet that's a big reason the Xbox One X exists.
Oh, maybe. So back to Creed Rise to Glory. I went in this hoping for a VR Punch-Out type experience. What I got...
All you got is Michael B. Jordan screaming.
No, what I got instead was kind of a lackluster effort. The game's tutorial interaction of the gameplay loop felt lazy. You go from just training session to fight, rinse, repeat. Training sessions don't really teach you anything, not even the basics of boxing nor the terms. Now, what it did right was it taught you to hit key points for your next match. I was like, okay, at least there's that. Right. So there was a purpose to the training session. I think I might have preferred, though, to figure out where the key points were on my own, just like the Punch-Out games. Because the other thing this game does right is each fighter did feel unique to each other. That's something.
Yeah.
The most neat little mechanic the game had was when you get knocked down, your spirit gets knocked out of your body, and you need to sprint to get back to the body in time to beat the 10 count. Yeah. So you use the locomotion controls and the move controllers.
Is this a part of the movie?
No, it basically has nothing to do with the movie. It's just a name. Yeah, there's no story to it at all. So I think the most negative element of the game is actually the difficulty. I found it just way too easy, in my opinion. The curve just wasn't there from my experience. I'm sure some people will have a harder time, but I beat the entire game in 90 minutes with no...
some people just aren't as good as JD.
No, well, it's just this one game, Drew. Come on. Feel no need, nor do I want to play it again. We got some more... so that's Creed Rise to Glory. I was a little hyped for the game, but I was mostly disappointed. Let's see here. Got some more comments.
I thought that would just be like something dumped onto the store to promote a movie.
Mathas disagree completely. You may have it neat, but you can't honestly say it's not cluttered. All the cables for the PS4 plus the camera. Good place for... I mean, I could take a picture of my setup. There's nothing to it.
No, I agree. PSVR is pretty... I mean, there's a couple cords, but like it's not hard to set up. It's pretty simple.
Give them credit, though. Don't see how it could be done in a neater... Alright, well then, there you go.
I just don't like the PlayStation at this point. I've had a Pro.
So you've said. You've said.
Nah. Nah. I hate that console.
Next game is Tetris Effect. PSVR not required, by the way. But
that's good.
Boy, does it make for a crazy experience. We're not going into why Drew hates the PS4.
No, let's do it.
We've been there, done that. No.
Well, I mean,
we got 2 more games to talk about, and then
we'll do after the podcast. After we're done recording, if you want to ask and chat, we could have this discussion.
Oh no, 4 more. Well, I won't be here, so.
Well, yeah, you're the streaming one. You'll be here.
No, I'm gonna be turning off the stream once we're done with the games.
We're gonna hang out for a little bit, JD.
So Tetris Effect, developed by Monstars Incorporated and Resin Air. I do believe it's the same Luminous people If you want to hear Drew hate on the PS4 past episodes, there's
I will turn on my stream. I will turn on my stream right after this, and we can have this conversation.
There you go.
All right, guys. My stream will be on. I'll be playing some Modern Warfare 2, and y'all can we can chat about it.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. So VR Game Critics score of 88. Yes, this is Tetris basically with some mixed in music beat elements to it. Meaning, you know, the songs and visuals create that kind of trance to when you're playing Tetris. A couple new mechanics introduced where you have a zone technique, and what that means is you can group blocks together, increasing to clear, which is pretty cool. So not much else to say other than the music visuals are fascinating, flows nicely into a Tetris game. It really expands on that Tetris formula, which is always nice to see. Very solid game. Good gaming experience there. There you go. Good job, Drew.
Good game.
On top of that. Yeah. No, it's a good game. I mean, if you haven't played Tetris and I have to explain it to you, then, you know.
Then you got an issue. You're mentally. It's just. No, it's like. I like Tetris. My mom really likes Tetris.
Everyone likes Tetris. Are you kidding me?
Everybody likes it. Tetris is just so, like. You know, it's just Tetris. It just works. Cheers.
So this next PSVR game is called, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's in French. My French is awful, even though I can read it fluently. It's Deracine. Or Deracine, probably. Now that I say it out loud. Developed by From Software, so it's the Dark Souls people, and the creator, actually, was behind this game. Published by SIE. VR Game Critics score of a harsh 69.
Damn.
Yeah. So what this one's about is you're a fairy helping orphans in a British boarding school. As you explore the world, time is seemingly frozen, and as you bring key objects to the orphans while solving puzzles.
The orphans.
Very interesting premise, I must say. Time will start again when these key moments after you've brought these objects in and around.
Right.
There's a few shitty cryptic puzzles in there to solve that I came across.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, not the best experience in that regard.
That's too bad.
But the environment's incredibly detailed. The game lasts for about 4-ish hours, so that's nice. But the pace is notably very, very slow. So
is this that game that I was really excited about? Or no, that's not out yet.
Probably not out.
It's From Software. It's that one.
No, you're thinking Shadows Die Twice. Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah, that game looks so sick.
Yeah, you're thinking of the samurai game.
How
did you mix up that with Deracine?
Because I don't really fuck with From Software at all, and all the games blend together in my head.
Well, as soon as I didn't say anything about samurais, you should have known.
I didn't know it was samurais. I thought it was just dudes with swords.
Have I said anything that involves swords?
No, I just thought you were making like a slow burn, you know?
Okay. This game reminds me of an old school point and click adventure, like Siberia, if you're familiar with that. It has a very serious tone, as my cat is coming onto the stream here.
He's coming all over that stream.
Yeah, he is. The game has a lot of interesting sound elements to it. It's not a game for everybody, I would say. I think the 69 score is a little bit harsh. Due to the world and pacing of it. I think that's where a lot of it comes on. But yeah, it's a very more serious tone. It's not going to be like your LucasArts point and click adventures where there's humor mixed in and everything. So
yeah.
2 games left. Transpose, developed by Secret Location, published by the same. VR Game Critics score of 80. I think it's a little high. Although the game is solid, it's a straight puzzle game, and that's it. It's 9 hours of nothing but puzzles with just this mellow soundtrack to join you, Drew.
What? Wait. Say it one more time.
Transpose?
Transpose, yeah. Why did I get mentioned?
Because I'm talking to you, that's why.
Oh, well, thanks.
Very interesting puzzle elements where you have this device that lets you on your left arm that lets you record moments in time of what you're doing, and that'll create a ghost. And you can do that multiple times, and that's how you use those ghosts to help you solve the puzzles. So it becomes like a second you. So you like throw a block to an area, record that. You go to that area because you can't bring the block with you, or what have you. You hit replay, and then the block will fly at you because that's what the ghost did, kind of deal. And the game is basically that for 9 hours. It's it's not as boring as I make it sound, because the puzzles are interesting, and the areas that you're in are pretty vast, and you're just like, whoa, where do I even begin kind of feeling. And then it just kind of flows from there. The game's not terrible, it's just, you do it in short bursts kind of deal. And the last PSVR game is a recent release, December, called Red Matter, developed and published by Vertical Robot. Love that name, by the way.
I've heard a couple things about this game.
Well, it's getting very good reviews. It has a VR Game Critic score of 87. You are a spaceman stranded on the communist Russian moon, as I'm saying.
Communist?
Yeah, it's communist.
Yep.
I will answer that question in a second. You need to find a way to escape this moon, and everything on the moon is in Russian, and you have a little device that translates the Russian to you in real time, which is pretty cool. So it's an escape the room type puzzle adventure game, even though you're in this open space station world. The puzzles are super fun, not crazy hard. They're, you'll find yourself kind of stuck, but then you realize, shit, it was right in front of me the whole time. So it's one of those moments. Right. As frustrating as it gets, when you have that realization, you're just like, how did I fucking miss that? Kind of deal. Never found myself in a moment like I did in Duracine, where I'm just like, oh, what the fucking puzzle shit was that? That was so cryptic. Never had moments like that. Very nice. Now, the pace is a little too slow for my liking. So, like, how you walk throughout the environments, that's a little too slow. The developer has come out and said they plan to patch it and make you walk a little faster, because that was a common complaint. So that's nice.
Like, what was Everybody's Gone for the Rapture?
yeah, exactly.
Sprint patch.
What else? It has a cool little floaty sense of movement because you're on a moon and you're in a spacesuit. Nice little touch. They could have easily just not even have done that. And the game looks damn good. Just like how Duracine looked really good and crisp, so does this. And honestly, I don't get that with a lot of PSVR games, because because of the limitations of the hardware and running through the PS4, they have to really dull down a lot of the graphical elements or what it's capable of. So if this is what they're capable of doing now, I hope more games come out of this kind of quality and what it looks like. Now, the game was only about 3 hours, might run you 4, but it did feel long enough and highly enjoyable. So this is a for sure recommend. Right. A lot of good VR games have come out in the last few months. Really finished strong in 2018. Now, anything new on the London Heist sequel? I believe that was called Blood and Ties. Double check that. I have it written down. It was called Blood and Truth. There we go. Dreams has been delayed. That was a game I was highly looking forward to.
Dude, that game has been being delayed for like the last decade. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's too bad.
That game's coming out on the PS5.
I think Star Child was also delayed, and Blood and Truth was also delayed in 2019. So, and PSVR games being delayed is nothing new, because of the latency issues with visuals. and what they don't want the hardware to just lag out all the time. So all these are very common VR negatives, and it's just what it's capable of right now. It just comes with the territory. So finishing out the cast here, we're finally here, Drew. I know I've kept you super long. I know I talked a lot about VR games, and you don't have a VR, so I'm kind of by myself there. But
dude, you know, one of my favorite things to do whenever I go to a mall in a city is go to the Microsoft store and do a VR demo. Because they always have VR demos, and they're just so fun. They always change up the games. They have new games. Yes. Last time I was at the Bellevue Mall in Seattle, which if you've not been, is a fucking awesome mall. If you're in the area, definitely go. They got a Tesla store. They have Microsoft. And I played this awesome like tower defense game where you were an archer, and it was so much fun. And I love doing VR demos. It's just not something I want to set up in my own home. Because I'd rather have like an underpaid, Microsoft workers do everything for me.
Fair enough.
He even puts my headphones on, dude. I love this kid.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Yeah. Anyways, the PlayStation Store holiday sale just started. There's a lot of good deals on there. Guacamelee is on. It's free.
Yeah,
if you still have a
Let
PS3.
me check the Xbox store, see if they have any sales.
Oh yeah, I wonder if the holiday sale started for Xbox. I'm sure there's a lot of things on there as well. Or you can just get Game Pass. It's $10.
FIFA 19 is 40% off. Yeah, you can get the Game Pass and get all the games you ever wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like they have movies and TV shows up to 60% off right now.
I will say I don't know if they started their holiday. It's about
sale
time PlayStation utilized is it View? Is that what it's called? I think so.
PlayStation View is their TV service, yeah.
No, that's the TV service. Well, View got cheaper, which is nice. The TV service is nice.
Dragon Age 2 is free, Race to the Sun is free, and Cube 2 is free on Xbox right now. Monster Hunter Worlds on Xbox is only $25 right now.
Yes, that is a must-have type game. Definitely pick that up. $25 is well worth the
Battlefield,
the entry. And they announced Capcom, and God, I just shit on Capcom earlier in the cast, and now I'm saying something good about them. It's like Jekyll and Hyde over here. But the Monster Hunter people at Capcom are like the only ones, I guess, in Capcom that have decency.
Yeah.
Because they just announced like 3 major expansions to the game in 2019. I think one of them involves Witcher. One of them involves Witcher 3, and then in fall of next year is like this huge Ice World expansion, which I'm just that's the kind of shit to get me back into the game.
Yeah.
The
Battlefield Anniversary bundle is $20 instead of $100. Wow. It's Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield Hardline with, I believe, all the DLC, which is a really good deal if you like Battlefield at all. That's a pickup right there.
Oh, for sure.
The Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 combo pack is $15, so that's both the Legacy Collection 1 and 2.
Both of them. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's good.
The season pass for Battlefield 1 is $10. Battlefield 4 is $5. The season pass for Battlefield 4 is $7.50. Same with Hardline Ultimate Edition is only $9. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is $5. Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition is only $10. Also a great game. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is $6.99.
Oh, that's a must-have. That's a must-have for sure. Nice old school.
Xbox does really, really good sales with their gold memberships, and I always love those. It doesn't look like
same thing with PlayStation with PS Plus. There's always good. There's always good deals. The only one that doesn't seem to have have any deals is Nintendo.
No, because they don't need deals.
I guess not. Well, anyways,
FIFA 19. I don't know. I'm trying to see. I don't think they have a holiday sale going on quite yet, but I'm sure that'll start up here very soon. Yeah.
So to finish out the cast here, outlook to the new year. Our next episode will be in January at some point with our Game of the Year deliberations episode, which will be really nice. That's why we're combining November and December here, which is really cool. Instead of just listing off what we think is going to be like a top... Well, last year was a top 25 or a top 10 of just what we enjoyed the most. We're going to have a debate, and we're going to come to a consensus on like what games will land where. It's deliberation. It's going to be separated into categories, and we'll have like a top 3 to 5 in certain categories, and they will get allotted points, and that will help determine a game of the year. So who knows where it might stand in the end? I'm quite excited for that one. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to hit us up on Twitter at BowlingJD, at Boogetaball from my host here.
Yeah, I am gonna set up my stream here.
Yeah, everything's in the description of every episode.
Yeah,
you can find the edited versions on iTunes, Stitcher. Go leave us a review if you love the cast. And yeah, Drew.
Yeah, man.
Say your goodbyes.
I love you all. I'm going to set up my stream right now. JD, you should just host from your Twitch to my Twitch. That way we just clean sweep.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Later, guys. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let me... All
right, stop recording.
Yeah, let me stop recording.
Going to ending. We're in the post show. All right.
Yeah, save product as. This is episode 16.
Two-hour episode, excellent.
Oh damn, that was 2 hours.
Yeah.
RLR.
Pretty nice, right?
Dude, that was awesome. That was a fun episode. 16.
I like the Battlefield talk.
The Battlefield talk was good, dude. If you want to kind of catch up on the last couple of Battlefields, that's a really good $20 for all 3 of those.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You should try Hardline, dude.
No, I have my money saved. I want to get. Yeah. I want to get a few VR titles, especially a couple that I just mentioned for myself. Right. I definitely want to finish Astrobot. That game was just super fun. I want to see what the rest of the game has to offer. Red Matter was just amazing.
You should try Battlefield Hardline. I'm super curious what your thought on that would be.
Someday, man, maybe. I got Smash coming in the mail tomorrow now. Piece of shit, Amazon. I am unfulfilled. If you've seen the latest.
You want to hear something hilarious? Want to hear something hilarious, JD?
What's up?
I don't have Amazon Prime, and I made an order for 2 things that were supposed to show up on Thursday, and they just showed up.
Not fair. It's not fair.
That was that knock on the door. It's a Steam shop for a Secret Santa at work, and an audio interface for myself.
Not fair. Not fair.
I'm sorry, dude. That's super shitty. That is super shitty, though. You should not complain. They might refund you.
Well.
Alright. My stream is going live. We're going to play some MW2. Modern Warfare 2.
And for those wondering, the reason why Drew and I bounce off each other so much is because he's the Xbox guy, I'm the PlayStation guy. I hate Xbox and he hates PlayStation.
You hate Xbox?
I absolutely hate Xbox. It doesn't market to me,
I hate the PlayStation console. I like their brand on how they handle it and how they do that. I just think the console's a shitty piece of tech.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with that.
Like, literally, I had a PS4 Pro, and the thing sucked. I have a buddy who has a regular PlayStation. He's going to have to reinstall the software just because it keeps crashing. It doesn't work. The thing is loud as a jet engine. Like,
it is loud. It is loud.
It's just, in my head, a waste of $400 when I could spend $400 on an Xbox that does everything better, is quiet, and is smaller. You know? It's like, and has better deals with the Game Cast. It's just, like, more effective money.
Like, Game Pass is a new thing that came. But yeah, Game Pass is a very good thing.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's really good. I think PlayStation will have to do it at some point.
Well, they are doing it. They
my stream is live, baby.
What do they call it again?
They call it PlayStation Now, and it's a live streaming service. It's not.
No. You can download now. You can download now.
Well, they have not hit the marketing yet.
So,
maybe yeah, they have not hit the market. That's something they still need to do.
Well, no one's talking in the chat, so.
Yeah.